And it's another thing that like is
Gotta
like,
quote ya.
oh, why verticals are doing so well.
Yeah.
This is a longer theory, so I apologize.
Please.
But
I told you we had
think,
3 terabytes.
I think one of the reasons, I don't know if you have noticed, but I have noticed a decline in writing quality in television in the last, I don't know, let's say 5 years. I think that there's a bunch of things that are responsible, but one thing that I think is extremely responsible, but that people don't think about is that we lost commercials. It used to be that when I'm flipping channels or I'm like, oh, I'm going to try out a new show, the commercial break comes on, and during that commercial break, I immediately go to the What's On channel, and it's scrolling up, and I go, oh, look, Seinfeld rerun. Oh, Braveheart's on. I don't care what part. I'll just go watch it. But so the easiest thing to do back when there were commercials, was to find something else that's on, because you have a limited supply of other things that are on, and a baked-in opportunity to go find it. And so, as a result,
like scratching like a evolutionary like itch to hunt.
Yeah, maybe,
find.
yeah. And
I love that you call it the What's On channel, by the way.
What is it called?
TV Guide, the
TV
Guide
Guide?
channel.
Yeah, I don't know.
The What's On channel?
Yeah, the What's On channel.
Sure.
I get. So you go. So the easiest thing to do is to change away. So what writers had to do for their cold open, you had to grab people's attention with as much of a hook, a big cliffhanger, a big like, I'm going to stay here through that commercial to watch the next bit. And that had to be the same with every commercial break. We also had a time period where you had to wait a week to watch the next episode, and that next episode came on at a specific time in a specific slot, so you had to make sure that you were free.
You were invested.
Yeah. And so what you had was much more baked in cliffhangers, much more baked in like, I gotta sell you on this quick. Exactly. And now it's the opposite. I was watching a show on Netflix, I don't know, a couple of years ago. And we got like 2 episodes in, my wife and I was like, I don't really like this show. It's fine. It's not the worst show ever, but let's find something else. And we spent 2 days where we'd make dinner, we'd sit down, and we'd just scroll and scroll and scroll, and dinner would be cold, and we'd scroll, and then we'd finally pick something, and it's worse. And then we'd try again, and we'd scroll and scroll. And finally, I was just like, you know what? I'm tired of doing this. Just put on the show we don't like. Yeah. And so it has become, and it occurred to me, it's become the easiest thing to stick with a show, because the next episode is right there. The next episode is right there. They're all long form instead of episodic. And I'm noticing that scenes run on a little bit too long. They don't have to be that tight 44 or 22 minutes. They're allowed to go to an hour or 106 if they feel like it or whatever. And I think that it's allowing writers to be just a little bit lazier by not having to keep things tight, but it's also, they don't have to grab your attention the way that they used to. And I think that verticals in that way have kind of tapped into a lost art. And I think that verticals are likely going to lead to a crop of really fantastic writers in 5 or 10 years, because the people that came up writing these verticals, that get it ingrained into them that they have to write these big cliffhangers, that they have to write this stuff. Once you take the training wheels off of them and let them exist in without such tight rules, I think that they're going to blow current TV writers out of the water. Yeah, potentially.